Yes, hello Mauricio.
Hello, Vijay. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for coming to this podcast, to this broadcasting. I'm very happy to have you. And what about you? How are you today?
Doing very well, thank you. It's another great day here in Prague, sunny. So I love summer, so I'm
Yes,
very
yes,
happy.
great. I'm sitting in Prague too, but you are not originally from Prague, right?
Now that's right. I'm Brazilian original from a city called Montenegro.
Mhm.
Like the country is the same name as the country, but it's a small town in the south of Brazil, near Porto Alegre, very down in the south.
Yes, nice, nice. And you lived in another countries, right? Also besides Czech Republic,
Yes,
where
yes.
did you visit?
So I lived a little bit over a year in New Zealand, in the South Island in New Zealand. That was really interesting experience. Then I lived in Australia for 9.5 years, and I'm living in Prague for now 5 years now.
Perfect. Thank you very much for sharing with us about your travels. Our honored guest is, and now excuse my German, Mauricio Schuler. Is it correct
Schüler,
pronunciation?
Schüler.
Schuler. Okay, thank you. Perfect. And we will start with the professional medallion. So tell us a little bit about your job, about your profession, about your business, please.
Yeah, sure, sure. So I'm a professional in many areas. Yeah, so I'm actually a bachelor in sports science. I'm a graduated teacher as well, a school teacher. In Australia, I graduated as a chef. Yeah, I work in the kitchen as a professional chef for a while. And I'm also graduated as in business and marketing. That's what I'm doing today. So today I'm a brand manager for Casino Ambassador. That's a traditional casino here in Prague. I also do some consulting and product management for a hotel group called the H and Hotels Group. And I'm also have a startup. Yeah, I'm a startupper, as they say nowadays. And I'm building a platform to connect independent hoteliers with hospitality professionals through learning.
Yes, I will change the question order a little bit if you don't mind. What who are you looking for? Which kind of business help are you looking for currently most? Like, what would help you most if people are listening to you and they could help you with anything? What would you tell them?
Well, I'm looking in raise awareness of the hospitality industry. Yeah? So anyone that has contacts within hospitality workers, being them people that work in hotels or people that serve the hospitality industry, I will be very happy to talk to them and learn more about what they do and learn how I can help them, because basically that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help them to connect and evolve their businesses, and the industry itself. The hard side for me is always the hotelier. Normally, they are very busy people. They are super stressed with lots of things, and they are not very open to talk. So, if you know hoteliers that would be willing to have a little conversation over coffee and just discuss a few things, I just want to learn what's happening in the business and see how I can connect them with the right people.
Yes, I would like to really recommend Mauricio because we have known each other from many networking sessions, and I know that what you're doing, you are doing with your heart. So if you are listening, write any comment under this video, and any question if you have for Mauricio, he will be happy to answer.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now let's move to your past a little bit so we get to know you a little bit more. What are you proud of, happy about, grateful for from your past achievements?
Ah, wow. I'm proud of basically for my life. I'm really proud for what I achieved. I came from a simple family in Brazil. Yeah, I'm very grateful for my family too. They worked hard to give me a proper education. So in Brazil, it's not that easy to get proper education. They worked hard to provide me with the best education they could. I came from a family of teachers. Yeah, my grandmother was a condecorated teacher. My mom is a teacher. My father is an engineer that's turned into teacher as well. So I'm very grateful for that support I always had throughout my life. And I'm proud of what I achieved. I've been a very adventurous person, if I could say that, being traveling and exploring countries with no money and achieving quite good things in my life. And even here, coming to a completely different country, there's a completely different culture. I always been a little bit wary of coming to Europe because of my skin color, of my history, or because of being Brazilian. But I like to challenge that. I like to challenge the status quo. And I came here and I think that I achieved quite a very good journey so far. So I'm very grateful for every opportunity I get. Actually, I'm a grateful person, to be honest.
Yes, yes, I understand completely what you are saying because I have traveled also a lot, and I know exactly what you are trying to say. Mauricio, are you working on any projects at this moment in your life?
Yes, in many projects, to be honest. With the casino itself, we are moving through a little of a cultural change. So we are exploring the ways that we can provide a more clear business and make people understand why they go to casinos. It's a fun thing. It's not to make money. We are not a bank. We are a place to entertain themselves. It's a money that you spend to have fun, and maybe you may get a win there or not. But we want to start improving that mentality of the game and understanding the fun within our people as well. So our casino has already 30 years, and it's a very stable team. So we are getting into that change. Our customers change, our new staff, they are from different generations. So we need to get our managers understanding people a little bit better. So this is a very big project that we're going through, and I'm very excited about. Lately, it's really driving me a smile every day. And of course, my own platform that we started with. I started with another four friends back in 2020, in the middle of the lockdown. So we started like you and I are talking now. I have a friend in Brazil, a friend in London, a friend in Barcelona, and another friend here in Prague. And we started building that idea and evolving that, and one idea turned into a platform, and the platform turned into learning, and all this evolution is really it pleases the soul for every single step we move forward. And that project is going now in full steam, so it's pretty good. And for this project, I started a podcast as well. And this podcast is really about starting connecting the sides of the platform, starting to talk to hoteliers, start talking to the industry leaders that we're going to launch in October. So I'd like to invite everyone here that is watching this to please watch out, follow me on LinkedIn there, that I'll be telling once we start launching our weekly show. It's been fantastic so far. The people that I've been talking to, they've been fantastic. So I'm very excited to be releasing soon.
We are looking forward. Definitely put a link under this video, please, Mauricio, and we will check it out. My next question concerning future, you have started to answering this question already. However, please, what does future for you hold? Can you invite us to any of your more shows and more projects, please?
Yes, sure. Yes, sorry, I already went ahead inviting people here because I get
Yes,
excited.
it's good. It's good.
I get excited, but yes, the nearest thing we have is the podcast. This is the what I'm very fixed on the date on to be releasing in October. We already record quite a few episodes. and we're just making sure that we have everything spot on, everything great, so we can release that weekly show. And I'm inviting everyone to do that, to come and watch and give me feedback, honest feedback. Tell me if it's not good. Tell me if there's something that I can improve, or tell me if there are people that you'd like me to talk to as well. And I would love to hear more from anyone and evolve in this path, because I don't know how to do podcasts. It's an experiment for me, and I'm finding really rewarding. I don't know how you usually found in the beginning, but it's such a good feeling when you speak to someone and you get that positive feedback. So I hope that everyone will enjoy it.
Yes, I had the same feeling when I was talking to the greatest minds on our planet, which are doing podcasts in the beginning of my show. I was absorbing the knowledge from them, and they helped me really much to with many things. So I know exactly how you're feeling. Let's lighten up a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your please hobbies and free time activities. Do you have still time to that for that?
Yes, of course, of course. I have time for you. No problem at all. Yes, in my free time, I play a lot with my daughter. I have I'm almost 4 years old. That is the sunshine of my life. So I do spend a lot of time that I can with her. I want to watch her grow. I play guitar as well, actually acoustic guitar. I like to put the mind on the side. I read a lot, so I have a morning routine that is composed of exercising. I try to look after my body. I believe that the body is our temple. Yes, so I can lose everything, but my body will stick with me. So until the end. So I try to look after my body. So I wake up every morning, 5:30 in the morning. I do my meditation. I do exercise. Then I read 10 pages of a book because the brain needs to be active. Then I look after my daughter because by this time she's waking up. Then I put an audio book to get a second intake of a book during the day. So by 9:30 in the morning, I had already had two books. I read already two books. And what else? I like sports. I love running. I play football. I play football for my youth, most of my youth. So it's something that I still do. And when I go to the beach, I'm surfing. I try to surf as much as I can. That's why I went to Australia. I used to surf every day. It's one thing that I love doing.
There is a pond or lake called Bolevec in Plzeň,
Yeah.
and I would like to take you there one day in the future, and it's possible to surf there. It's
Oh
really
yeah.
and really clean water. So and there are many beaches there as well, but it's a small compared to Brazil, of course.
Yeah, that's or Australia. So,
Or
but
Australia, yes, definitely,
I'll
definitely.
accept that invitation, is it? Because water and Brazilians, I think that we need each other.
Um, before the end, would you give a final message, takeaway message for our audience, please?
Yes, sure. Like I will actually read that because I don't want to get it wrong. Okay, because it's a message. Actually, it's not from me, but it's a message that I take and I read every day. I have in my email signature, so I reinforce every time I send an email. I can read that message again. So I read 3-4 times a day, even more. That's from Simon Sinek on his book, The Infinite Game. And if you haven't read Infinite Game, please do read it. It's an amazing book. And it says, it goes, I will quote, the goal is not being perfect by the end, but better today, being better today. And it's really, I'm learning that life is not against others. Life is about improving. It's about being a version of our better version of ourselves. And it took me a long time to realize that I'm being a sports person. I'm very competitive, always being really competitive. Sports life is like this. You must have that hunger to win. And I had that for most of my life. And I noticed that was flooding to other areas that's not only sports, but I end up becoming a competitive person with my environment, with my friends, with even my wife, with my family in general. And took me some time to realize that that's not what will take me forward, but it's competing against my biggest adversary, that is myself. Yeah, my biggest adversary is the one that doesn't want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning when I said that I would. My biggest adversary is the one that wants to stay late and drinking beer with the friends when I know that I have something in the morning that I need to work out. So once I realized that, I have to be better myself each day, and that's the best advice to actually come to the top, if there is a top. But if you just work on yourself every day, you're gonna be on top of yourself every day, and that's good enough. So that message for me is something that really changed my life, and I hope that more people would be touched by them too.
Thank you, Mauricio. Good luck. Mauricio Schuler.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much for having me on your show.
Usually, at this moment, I switch off the recording. However, I have one more question for you. What are the trends in hotelier business these days? Do you see any trends for the future?
Trends for the future, yes, many. Yeah, the hospitality industry is in a pivotal moment. It's everything changing as the world is changing, but hospitality is going through some very, very, very deep changes. Mainly because COVID really, like the pandemic, really stopped the whole industry for about a year and a half or 2 years. And during that time, even though hoteliers and hotels stopped and they were not doing businesses, the technology continued to improve in a very, very fast pace. So trends. One is the labor disappeared. Yeah, there's lack of trust. Maybe the way that people were laid off during the COVID, during the pandemic, broke the trust. So 70% of the workforce lost their jobs during the pandemic. Yeah, and of course that's slowly being recovered, but there is still a very big lack of labor willing to come back to work. So that will have to be replaced by technology. It's one thing. There is then more into the customer service part of the way it's all that technology of having your home to the hotel room. Yeah, so now you can actually come to a hotel room and connect your YouTube login into the TV. You can connect, you can bring everything that you have at home to the hotel room. So this is another trend that's coming through. And of course, connecting the systems, because hospitality is a really complex business model, complex system that always being one part and another part, and difficult to get them together. And now the industry is getting them like a little bit more smooth, so they work together a lot better. So if your customer speak to a chatbot on the website that is already create a customer on the CRM, and the hotel know what that customer likes before even that customer being in the hotel. So all that information, I think that will make stay in a hotel a lot more a home feeling. Yeah, if that's it's something that we can achieve.
Yes, this is very important. I know this from Greece, where I was in the five-star hotel, and the difference between five-star hotel and two-star hotel is great. Yeah, it's a great difference, and really what you're talking about is making sense. Mauricio, now we are behind the scenes, so I can give last question for today. Do you have any question for me?
I want to know, how did you start this the podcast, where this idea came from, and how you are finding success and how you are achieving, and I mean measuring your success, because that's something that I'm very curious on how I'm going to do myself.
Yes. I think I will answer the second question. There are great minds coming to my podcast, really great people from the whole planet. And each of them is different. Each of them is doing something else. Each of them has a unique story to tell. And I am so honored and so happy to be there and even to record this and to be able to share it with other people. Yeah. So I did 178 podcasts so far. And this is the second part of the question. And now I will answer the first part of the question. The idea came a bit from my sister, who we started up a company like 5-6 years ago, which is called Memo Point, when we were going to the senior houses, older people, to talk to them about their life.
Yeah.
And we would record these messages and we would put them to give them to their family members.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is where it's kicked off, where it started. And then I transferred to business from that.
Yeah.
I transferred to some free time activities, like I talked to winter swimmers, to flyers, to runners, to different people at the beginning. And then I transferred to business environment later.
That's nice. That's amazing. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.